Cut. Een van de mensen die Amsterdam tot een spirituele stad maakte, was Alexander Smit. Afgelopen zaterdag overleden. Vrij plotseling. Vrij jong. Alexander Smit was een verlicht iemand, denken velen. In ieder geval een voorganger. Iemand die een voorbeeld was voor anderen. Hij had wekelijkse satsangs, waar heel veel mensen kwamen luisteren naar zijn gedachtegoed. Maar vooral kwamen om bij hem te zijn. Een van die mensen was en is Siddartha. Siddartha, what do you remember about Alexander Smit most?
Well, he was quite a character, and what I would have to say, his consciousness. He had a beautiful consciousness, a very high consciousness, and he had a great sense of humor. And he was quite willing to be outrageous and shocking to make his points. And with me, he was always playing with me in a strange way. And
There have been some clashes.
well, I wouldn't say clashes, because when you're dealing with people like that, if you go to see Jesus and it doesn't work out exactly the way you wanted, can you say there's clashes? It's just basically because you think you understand something. But I think there were a lot of shocks, but he was a disciple of Siddartha, and basically his message was consciousness primarily. And he made lots of efforts to help wake up the people that came to him, even by throwing people out of his satsang. Many times he threw people out, including myself. But it was also an attempt to help wake people up. This is how I saw it. His heart was good. We had a talk a few weeks ago about possibly doing an interview, and at that time we just talked about the sudden death of his girlfriend.
That has shocked me.
And he was quite sad about it. And it's quite unusual for him to talk about it. But you had to expect the unexpected with Alexander, which is why I liked him. I loved him a lot, and I loved him also because of the fact that Alexander was the only one alive that I know of that can really talk adequately about this Master Osho and take him to higher heights.
But he was not a sannyasi.
He was not a sannyasin, and he would say, even though I'm not a disciple of this man Osho, there'll be no one like this man to hit the planet for the next 2,500 giants, compared to all the other spiritual masters and beings who are traveling around and through Amsterdam. They're all pygmies compared to this man Osho. And I always loved him for that. He says, even though I'm not a disciple, he still had the eyes to see them. And he still was not sectarian, basically just teaching his teachings.
But many people that followed, so to speak, Alexander Smit in Amsterdam were sannyasis.
Many were sannyasins had been with Osho. Yeah, many weren't.
To remember Alexander Smit in one line.
He was a great guitar player.
He was a great human being too. Ook ik heb Alexander Smit gekend. Een man niet van deze wereld in zijn kennis, in zijn begrip. En heel erg van deze wereld in zijn humeur, karakter, uitingen. Heel grappig, heel fel. En iemand die ik toch zal missen, denk ik. Alexander Smit was naast een spirituele leider ook een muzikus. Iemand die begeesterd was door de Indiase muziek, door de raga's, door die vreemde klanken. Een van zijn beste vrienden daarin, en later ook op andere gebieden, was Koustuv. Hij zit hier naast me. Koustuv, how did your friendship with Alexander Smit started?
It started 20 years back, and it started actually with a base of music, but finally he became like my brother, one of my family member. He has been a lot of time in India, in my house. We last 20 years, you can say, almost we grew together, and so for me it's a big loss. I don't have a friend like him here in the Netherlands, and he was a fantastic person, very open-minded and very talented ook with the music and a lot of things, and yeah, it's a big loss for me.
Where do you think his fascination with India, with the Vedantic wisdom and the Indian music came from?
I think that started before I knew him already. He was already before in India. He had a spiritual guru in India, and from there he was inspired to develop more in the spiritual field. And yeah, but with me he had no prejudice, or he had no what shall I say, we had no special medium or anything. We were so natural and to each other, and so open to each other. He respected what I was doing. I respected very much what he was doing, but we never had any argument about what he's doing or what I'm doing, or we had a very good understanding, which I hardly have with anybody. So it's a big loss for me.
How will you remember him?
I think I can never forget him. I can never forget him through the music, through the years I have passed, through all the memories I have, all the good memories, nice memories, sweet memories. I mean, in my life I can say he was one of the only person who would express through language that he loves me. I mean, as you know, in India we don't express it through the language. If we love somebody, there are ways to say that, or ways to act accordingly, that you are understood that you love that person. But here you really put it in the language, and he used to do that with me, so which I am not very used to, that sort of approach in the friendship, which was very unique and fantastic. So I can never forget what he was, and he will be always in my heart, and he will be always there.
The